Hey everybody, it's Ron from Pick Dawgz, and this is Ron's Rundown. We're going to go over the MLB games scheduled for Thursday, April 13th, 2023. Now, if you like what you see, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to put your baseball picks in the comments section below, and if you're looking for my best bets, you can always find those at the premium picks tab at pickdawgz.com. Alrighty, let's get into it. Here are the games in Major League Baseball for Thursday. First up, it's the Oakland Athletics taking on the Baltimore Orioles. No official starter for the A's right now, but we should see Cole Irvin on the mound for the Orioles. Cole Irvin struggled in his first two outings. He's not really a starting pitcher that I look to back very often, but I will say his first two starts were against tough lineups and tough spots. The first game against in Fenway Park against the Red Sox, the second game against the New York Yankees. Now you're pitching against the Oakland Athletics, your former team, and a team is struggling against left-handers, really just struggling offensively in general, where they're ranked 28th in baseball in team OPS and 26th in isolated power against those southpaws. So, this does look to be, could be a good spot for Cole Irvin to have a bounce-back outing. And, when it comes to the Oakland A's pitching staff, this is a team that, the other day on Wednesday or on Tuesday, a team we thought had a pretty good chance of competing just based on the pitching matchup, and we saw the Oakland A's jump out to a 7-3 lead. We were getting a run and a half in that game on the run line. They lose that game in the end because of the bullpen, 12-8, not even coming close to covering the run line. So I just can't trust this pitching staff for Oakland. I don't think their offense does much in this game, so give me the Baltimore Orioles. I'm going to lay the 1.5 runs. Next up, it's the Boston Red Sox taking on the Tampa Bay Rays. We're going to see Jeffrey Springs and Corey Kluber on the mound in this one. Kluber facing his former team, and he struggled in his first two starts of the season with his new team in the Red Sox. Now, both of those games were at Fenway Park. We know, a very hitter-friendly ballpark, so this is going to be a spot, at Tropicana Field where Kluber could put together a stronger outing, but his first two games, 8 1/3 innings, only 6 strikeouts with 5 walks to go with it and 3 home runs against the Orioles and Pirates. The Rays lineup is just red hot right now, and it's tough to back Kluber in a spot where on the other side, Jeffrey Springs has not yet given up an earned run this season. He's had 19 strikeouts in his first 13 innings of work. Granted, those were against the Oakland A's and the Detroit Tigers, but now you're facing a Red Sox team that I'd much rather take when they're facing a righty rather than a lefty, as right now the Red Sox are ranked 20th in team OPS against lefties. They're ranked 21st in isolated power, and they're in the top 10 in the league in strikeout rate against lefties. So tough to back the Red Sox here. Give me the Tampa Bay Rays on the money line. Next up, we see the Philadelphia Phillies taking on the Cincinnati Reds. We're going to see Nick Lodolo on the mound for the Reds. No official starter listed for the Phillies right now, but I am seeing Bailey Falter listed on ESPN, so he could very well be the guy that goes in this game. The Cincinnati Reds have better isolated power numbers than the Phillies do against lefties to start the season, and Nick Lodolo has pitched well so far this year. He pitched one game at Great American against the Pirates, and then one game against these Philadelphia Phillies at Philadelphia. He went 7 innings of shutout baseball with 12 strikeouts in that start. Although the bullpen for the Reds couldn't hold on to that lead late, I still think Nick Lodolo puts the Reds in a good spot here to grab a W. Last year, Nick Lodolo, unlike most pitchers that have pitched at Great American for the Reds, most pitchers would prefer to pitch on the road because Great American is such a hitter-friendly ballpark, but not Nick Lodolo. Last year his numbers were far better at home. In 66 in the third innings at home, he had a 2.85 ERA with 88 strikeouts compared to his road innings where he had a 5.11 ERA. So I think Nick Lodolo puts together a strong outing, and I think the Reds could get to Bailey Falter. They've had, like I said, good power numbers against lefties to start the season. Falter's had some issues with the home run ball, doesn't really earn a lot of strikeouts. So give me the Cincinnati Reds here on the money line. I like their chances to grab a W. Next up, it's the Minnesota Twins taking on the New York Yankees. We're going to see Johnny Brito and Joe Ryan as the projected starters in this one. It's tough to go against the New York Yankees when they're playing the Minnesota Twins. This Yankees team and franchise has just owned the Twins franchise really the last 10 years plus. And when it comes to playoff series and regular season series, we saw last year the Yankees won 5 of the 7 games these teams played in the regular season. And, Joe Ryan is a pitcher who's had issues giving up the long ball at times. We saw his fly ball ratio wasn't the best in his last start. It wasn't the best last year in general. And we saw him pitch at Yankee Stadium, very hitter-friendly ballpark where there are a lot of home runs given up. We saw him give up a home run and 4 earned runs and only 4 innings of work against the Yankees in a loss for the Twins. So it's tough to trust Joe Ryan in a game like this. And Johnny Brito is pitching well for the Yankees. They've needed him to step it up. He's pitched 10 innings of 1-run ball with 8 strikeouts, no home runs allowed. I think Brito's good enough here. I think the Yankees continue to roll against the Minnesota Twins. So give me the New York Yankees on the money line. Next up, we see the Detroit Tigers taking on the Toronto Blue Jays. We're going to see Spencer Turnbull and Chris Bassett as your starters in this one. For me, this game is just, I trust Chris Bassett a little bit more than Spencer Turnbull. I trust the Blue Jays bullpen and lineup a lot more than the Detroit Tigers. And I do think with the Blue Jays at home, they're going to take care of business in this one and earn a run line win and cover. Chris Bassett was not sharp in his first outing against the St. Louis Cardinals, where he gave up 10 base hits and 9 earned runs, 4 home runs to go with it. But I will say a much-needed bounce-back start for Bassett in his next outing. 6 innings, 5 strikeouts, only 2 earned runs against the Los Angeles Angels. Now, he did give up another home run, and he had 5 walks in that game, so the control was a little bit off. His location was a little bit off. But against these Detroit Tigers, one of the weakest lineups in the MLB, I do think Bassett can put together a strong outing. And Spencer Turnbull, an ERA right now above 13.5 in his first 2 outings, giving up 7 earned runs to the Rays, 5 earned runs to the Red Sox. I can't back him in a spot like this against a very tough Blue Jays lineup. Give me the Toronto Blue Jays laying the 1.5 runs. Next up, we see the Pittsburgh Pirates taking on the St. Louis Cardinals. Vince Velasquez and Jordan Montgomery are your starters in this one. Now, I do think we're going to see a lower scoring game in this one. We're going to be at a pitcher-friendly ballpark to begin with in Busch Stadium, and we're also going to see the St. Louis Cardinals coming off their Coors Field series with no days in between, no days off in between. So I do think their offense is going to take a little bit of a hit. Usually it's why we see the Rockies struggle offensively in their road games, and we see teams that visit Coors Field struggle in their first road series or home series back from a Coors Field set. And we know the Pittsburgh Pirates against left-handed pitching haven't been great this season, so they're facing Jordan Montgomery. The Pirates are 27th in isolated power against lefties, and they're ranked 22nd in team OPS. So I think Jordan Montgomery can pitch well. He pitched well at Busch Stadium last year. So give me the under here. I lean towards the Cardinals as well, as I don't love Vince Velasquez, but give me the under in Pirates-Cardinals. And the final game for Thursday's card in Major League Baseball, it's the Milwaukee Brewers and the San Diego Padres. Eric Lauer and Nick Martinez are your projected starters in this one. I can't really trust either of these starting pitching options in this game. I expect some high-scoring game in this one. I like the over. Eric Lauer struggled against the Cardinals last time out, 6 earned runs and 2 home runs. That makes it 3 home runs in his first 9 1/3 innings pitched this season. Not what you want to see from the lefty. And although the Padres had a slow start against lefties offensively, they've started to improve. We saw them in Sunday Night Baseball against Dylan Dodd really have a great day at the plate. So I expect the Padres to score some runs early and often. On the other side, we see Nick Martinez, who's struggling with his command and his location. We saw him give up a home run in each of his first 2 starts to the Rockies and the Braves. Also gave up 4 earned runs in each of those starts as well. And the walks are starting to pile up for Martinez. 7 walks in his first 11 2/3 innings with only 9 strikeouts to go with it. So I don't really have much confidence in his game in this one either. Give me the over in the Padres-Brewers game to end the night. And that's it. Those are the games in baseball for Thursday. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. And don't forget to put your baseball picks in the comments section below. Again, if you're looking for my best bets, you can find those at Pick Dawgz Premium. As always, this is Ron Romanelli. Good luck.